The red-handed mission is the single best boss fight and I love it. In this video I'll show you everything you need to know to easily defeat all bosses at alpha difficulty on Lost Colony. Hello Dodo crew and welcome back to another video about ARK Survival Ascended. Grab a bottle of water and let's get straight into it. First things first, there is only one terminal you can start the boss fight, and if you want to try it and fight the boss you need to get to that terminal. It is in the crater, in the top corner of the city, at the red glowing beacon, and if this is blocked, you cannot start the boss fight on your map. For Lost Colony, there are no artifacts you need to get. Instead, you have to farm sigils by completing outpost missions for the Lost King or the Revenant faction. By completing those missions, you'll get a ton of loot, different quality sigils, and also some thralls. Like all other bosses, the red-handed boss mission has 3 difficulty levels, and you'll need an increasing number of tributes depending on the difficulty. For all levels, you will need a type of aberrant sigil, which you can obtain by completing defense outposts, a type of crimson sigil, which you can get in attack outposts, and various types of tributes, such as the alpha Osidon skull, neophyte horns, and alpha zombie brains, which you can obtain by killing various types of creatures. Here is a brief overview of the tributes you need to enter the arena. If you want to save the overview for later, take a screenshot or check out my Discord server. If you want to know how to get all the tributes, watch the linked video. This is a short disclaimer. From now on, this video contains spoilers. Are you tired of playing alone on a dead server? Sick of lag, wipes and admins who never show up? Then it's time to join TBS, one of the biggest no-wipe servers, on which I'm actually playing and I'm making a video on. On top of that, on their PvP and PvE servers, they have all maps available cross-platform, custom caves that are truly outstanding, auto-lootable raid bases, and even full 48-hour offline raid protection during the week. Not only that, but on weekends, it switches to a 3 times orb, which offers the possibility for offline raids, more action, and so much more. A maximum of 4 players per tribe is allowed, and there are cash prizes for the best tribes. Your starter kits and a bunch of other things are designed to help new players get started on these servers. And if you don't feel like defending your base at 3 AM in the morning, there are a bunch of other things that make it possible for players with jobs or normal lives to play. On top of that, if PvP isn't your thing, why not join one of their PvE servers? Stop wasting time on empty servers. Come and play with a real community on TBS. Links are in the description. I'll see you on the cluster. In total, you can bring up to 20 creatures, including thralls. I don't recommend doing that, but if you want to bring thralls into the arena, each thrall counts as a creature on his own. As of now, I think the best creatures so far are Osidons or fairies, because they can deal with most creatures you encounter while beating the arena. The most common and most recommended run needs you to bring 1 pyromane as a shoulder pad, because we can face flamethrower thralls that can hit you, and having a pyromane helps reducing the incoming damage by mounting it. 1 reaper. This is the creature you need to mount, and having a reaper can make certain parts way easier and faster. And 18 Osidons, fairies or Dinotheriums. You can bring any of those creatures. As long as you got decent saddles for them, it does not really matter which one you're bringing with you. As an alternative, it is also possible to beat the boss by using 1 Tyrannosaurus and 19 fairies, as I did in my run. I did this because my saddles were rather mid, but using fairies I can also compensate some damage with cakes. But I would recommend going for at least 1 Reaper, as it makes certain sections way easier and the additional damage of the UT is not needed. Before going into the arena, you should prepare some gear. A couple of good quality flux sets are enough. Bring med brews, some food, some good quality weapons. Best would be either a compound bow or a shotgun. And some parachutes, as in some regions there are Gigadesmodus that try to pick you and throw you on the ground. Oh, on a side note, as of I'm editing this, I'm at about 9k subs. If you could sub to help me reaching my goal of 20k subs by the end of the year, I would greatly appreciate it. Compared to other bosses, the start of this arena is super chill, as there are no enemies in the first room and you can take some time to prepare your creatures. While time starts right after you joined the arena, the fight starts as soon as you're leaving the first room. During the whole part, where you're able to use creatures, keep an eye on your creatures, because in a later part, you need all your creatures to be with you. Otherwise, you cannot progress to the next part, and running back and picking up a missing creature would take way too long and you would lose your boss fight. The first area you're encountering is the outer courtyard. In this region, the next door is blocked until you have killed about 50 creatures spawned by the Lost King. Most of them are Ceratos, Thralls, a few Desmodus that try to pick you, and one Ice Elemental, which is pretty sturdy and should be faced last. For this area, I always just whistle all my creatures to aggressive, stay behind my creatures, spin attack with my Reaper, and wait until they killed most of the enemies. Nearly every time I did this, the Ice Elemental was the last living enemy. For that, I just whistled all my creatures to attack the Ice Elemental. The Elemental does not deal a ton of damage to your creatures, but you have to watch out to not get hit by the boulder, as this could one-hit you even with good armor. After beating all creatures, Helena will talk to you and you can go to the next door, which will now open for you, but do not storm into the room too fast, because this is a tricky area. Most of the time, I simply died to the thralls in this area, as I was blindly storming past the door and got flamed by some beach bob thralls. After going into this room, slowly go to the next door with your creatures close to you. As soon as the door opens, send your creatures through that door and set them to aggressive. You need to do this, as behind that door a ton of enemies are waiting for you. Do not let the enemies come close to you. We're sending in your creatures, because if you go first, the enemies will simply overrun you and try to flame you on your Reaper or Yuti. After killing all of the enemies storming at you, you need to retrieve the 3 override codes to get into the next section. Those codes you simply get by killing 3 strong bosses, which are a flamethrower thrall that can burn your player down, a dead eye that can snipe you from your tames, and a high level Lost Osidon. Beating the thralls is pretty easy with this trick. You cannot enter their rooms with creatures, but you can hit them when they're standing too close to the doors of the room. Those doors let hits get through, so you don't need to face them on your own. You simply kite them to the doors and then kill them with your creatures, while the thrall is standing in the door doing absolutely nothing. The thrall that is closest to you after entering the next section is the flamethrower thrall, which should be the first thrall for you to kill. Place your creatures in front of the room, unmount, go into his room, pull the aggro off the thrall and run straight back to your creatures out of the room. It will follow you, but cannot go through that door on his own, and should now be standing close to the door and be ready to get killed. Simply mount one of your creatures and hit the thrall, or whistle your creatures to attack and wait for them to kill it. Next is the dead eye thrall. Go to the next door, unmount, enter the room, pull aggro, leave the room, hit the stuck thrall, and you should be good to go. If it isn't coming after you, you can also enter the room with your pyromane and mount it. After hitting it, the Deadeye will now retreat from time to time, each time teleporting back a couple of steps. If you fight him long enough, it will be stuck in the wall at some point, as it teleports right into the wall, and when that happens, it will not be able to hit you anymore. One way or the other, you can simply hit him until he dead. For the last code, the Lost Osidon is just a plain hit until it is dead boss. If you brought Osidons or Dinotheriums, they cannot be caught in the ball. Fairies on the other hand can, but honestly, this doesn't matter too much, as it deals only very little damage to your creatures if they got somewhat decent saddles. As soon as you got all the override codes, you can simply go to the next room and get the master override code for the large door. The master override code is obtained by killing one more boss thrall. And well, at this point you already know the thrall door trick. The next one is a little tricky, as it got a ton of strong thralls close to it, and so it won't be as easy to kill as the other ones. First, you need to go into the room and kill all the low level thralls, as they will be in your way. Watch out, some of them are rocket launcher and baller guys, which are super annoying as they deal a ton of damage and destroy your armor super fast. Then go to the lower part of this room and pull aggro off the boss. Like the other thralls, you can kite it to the door and stuck it in this door. This one is the easiest to kite, as it is a melee thrall, which means it will run after you for a while and get stuck in the door super well. After it is stuck in the door, you can mount one of your creatures and hit the thrall until it is dead. As soon as it is dead, you will get the master override code and be able to go into the next room. I like the next area the most, as you can now see a ton of captured aberrant creatures that are used to generate power and fuel the barriers of the city. Follow this way until you reach the inner court. This is a large open area with a tree in the center. As soon as you enter that area, a ton of thralls are going to spawn. This area is pretty hard, as there are spawning creatures and thralls from all sides, and some of the thralls are sitting on Krylophosauruses, which means it is harder for you to stay alive if you're playing on a Yuti. If you're playing on a Reaper, just start to spin and knock back all of the creatures while whistling your creatures to aggressive. Not only are a ton of Krylos in this wave, there are also a ton of flamethrower guys. This combination is pretty deadly, as they're trying to hit you on your creatures. Overall, those Krylos and thralls deal a ton of damage to your player, even while wearing good armor, which means you'll need some med brews, otherwise you will be dead super fast. After killing all the creatures, the door to the next room is going to open for you. In the next area, you will find yourself on a bridge with gargoyles to both sides. Those gargoyles are waiting for you to shred you apart. Most of them aren't that strong, but there are also some ice golems, rock drakes and basilisks, which can hit your player pretty hard. During this battle, you should stay behind your creatures and watch out for the more dangerous creatures like the golems or basilisks. The golem will always be the last creature you kill, as it simply has the most HP and takes reduced damage from your creatures. After beating this section, you're pretty much done with getting to the arena. You now got a rally point, where you need to gather all your creatures to start the actual boss fight. At this point, it is important that you got all your creatures and allies that went into the arena with you. You won't be able to progress to the next area if you left a creature on the way to the rally point, which will lose the boss fight for you. After a short time, you can progress to the next part.
I should kill you for invading our refuge like this. Gigadesmodus! Your master beckons!
Which is fighting the Lost King and his Gigadesmodus. The Gigadesmodus will rise and fly around the arena. While it is in the air, 4 pylons are spawning in the arena, which you have to destroy in order to get the Gigadesmodus on the ground. You cannot whistle your creatures to attack the pylons, which means you have to do it yourself. This is the section where having a Reaper comes in handy, because the fastest way is to have a Reaper and jump from pylon to pylon in order to destroy it. I use the Pyromane in my run, because it works pretty well too, but if you want to know the fastest way, use a Reaper. In this stage, it is important to be fast, because if you're too slow, the pylons will respawn after a short time, which is super annoying, because you have to start hitting the pylons all over again. In the meantime, a ton of creatures are spawning in the arena, which are going for you and your creatures. And this is kinda stressing a lot, because you still have to destroy the pylons in time while being blocked by enemies. Each time you destroy all the pylons, the Gigadesmodus will land, and you can deal a certain amount of damage to it before going into air again. You need about 5 to 7 runs of destroying the pylons until the Gigadesmodus will die. After beating the Gigadesmodus, the Lost King simply dies too. I don't really understand that, but well, it does not matter. After an extensive cutscene where you can see the Lost King dying,
Trespassers! You should not have come here!
The Lost Queen will spawn and go for you. At first, you cannot hit her and have to run away so that she cannot hit you. Helena soon discovers that there is Mei Yin's old taxpayer in the arena with you, which you can simply take and battle the Lost Queen. Honestly, the fight is not that hard. as it is basically a tutorial for the tag spear, which means it is pretty much a free win as long as you got some med brews and a couple of flux sets to replace your armor if it broke. And no, you cannot speed up the fight, as the Lost Queen cannot be hit by normal weapons like compound bows or shotguns, but only by the tag spear. As soon as you picked up the tag spear, you simply hit her until she goes to the ground. You don't need to spam the attack button. While using the tag spear, you can simply hold it and you will auto attack on your own. Between your attacks, just block her attacks, because she is able to heal herself a small portion of the damage she deals to you. At some point, she will fall to the ground and the codex will heal her. Each time she goes to the ground, the arena gets a little smaller. Some neophytes spawn and some more red element crystals spawn in the arena. Do not get close to that crystals, as they deal some serious damage over time to you. Hit the red ray of the codex until it is gone. Don't hit the codex itself, just hit the ray, as hitting the codex won't destroy the rays itself, even if the health bar of the ray is on the codex. After around 5 rounds of getting her to the ground and hitting the codex, you won the battle and can claim your loot. After a super long, now skippable cutscene, you get a couple of new engrams, some bonus levels, and can pick up red element from the loot drop. With your element you can now go to the terminal in the center of the arena and finally ascend a last time. I hope you liked this video and I'm thrilled to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.